Hey people, Imperial 3 Faction War. This is SDL Province and Chaos Space Marines versus Imperial Guard. For the Blue Chaos team, Krokodile is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, Thousand Suns elite scheme. Alongside, hahahuhu hihi is a Plague Champion, starts off with the damage of a time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, some strong utility and support, can also repair. Death Guard elite scheme here. Rounding off the team, Bamakolitsa is a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero walking through objects and cannot be suppressed, with powerful offense and disruption fighting in melee. Red Imperial Guard team, they are all Lord Generals. Who's going to be in charge here? We've got Sylvie 3K with the... is this the Armageddon Steel Legion? Elite scheme, yes it is. We have CptWipe, also with the Armageddon Steel Legion elite scheme, is it? No, it's not. And we've got Vergil. These guys start off with a retinue of stormtroopers fighting in ranged combat. Lots of support and defense. This will also add to the retinue. Trying to grab this contested power here. Got some Nurgle worship, of course. For the Health region west side is Sorcerer. Just threw a Doom Bolts out. And looks like these guys felt it. They're now being tied up in melee. Not much they can do about that. Sentinel's quite low too. Lord General, meanwhile, was capping this wreck point. Here come the heretics. Those hooded heretics you get with the Thousand Suns elite scheme. Going in on the Lord General there. He's pretty decent in melee, I think, that the Lord General himself. His stormtrooper buddies aren't up to much. I mean, decent for a ranged hero, I mean. He's got a special attack, I believe. Sorcerer with a special attack of his own there. And he took the Sentinel down. Not sure why these guys are now retreating. They are quite healthy, and they could have helped. Maybe it was just a sticky retreat, just trying to retreat these Sorcerer, and those guys were in the selection. Or maybe they just Alt-X there and retreated everything off. Some Nurgle worship in the mid. Not that it's needed, I don't think. Everything's full health, I believe. Chaos Lord's back out onto the field. And the Lord General of Vergil's coming towards the mid. This is CptWipe stuff, who went triple guard. Vergil's got a Sentinel back there. Help keep the Chaos Lord from coming in freely to melee, maybe by stomping him. These heretics are worshipping in a very, very poor place, and they're gonna die. They die. Once you start worshipping, you can't stop worshipping for a few seconds, so you can't instantly break it. I wonder if that was a misclick, or what would they be trying to do? They wouldn't have been doom blasting there. I think they just poorly managed their heretics, trying to get the Corn worship to get the Chaos Lord in. These CSM getting very low for hahahuhu hihi. These guys go down, yes they do. We have a Bile Spewer. Guardsmen turning it around, but they're getting flanked. Some Chaos Space Marines in melee. Chaos Space Marines are pretty damn good at melee for a ranged squad. Way, way better than Guardsmen, that's for sure. Smacking them around as power armored elbows. They're close to dropping a model, though. They are going to be okay, I believe. Chaos Lord also gets out of there. A decent fight for the Imperial Guard in the mid. Took out some CSM, took out some heretics. Got Noise Marines all around. Here are hahahuhu hihis. I have to say that name every time, aren't I now? That Sonic Blaster just deafening those guys to death. I guess it just like shakes their body apart or something. I'm not sure exactly what it's doing, but it's certainly very unpleasant. Catachan Devils on the field. These guys have power melee damage, trying to get into some melee there, but they are very low now. Heretics being thrown in. Oh, they seem to just leave the Catachans and went straight for the Guardsmen. Catachans were so low. Medical Sergeant in for this Lord General. This is Sylvie 3K on the west side. There's the Noise Marines of Krokodile doing some work. Shuts down ranged weaponry and attacks those Sonic Blasters too. Or Sonic Blaster, they only get one in the squad now. Doom Bolts doesn't hit super well. Got some Eternal War CSM behind the cover that the Guardsman built, which is heavy cover. Nice thing to be able to do. Sorcerer gets out of there. CSM might want to close for melee, although they're quite low. They might need to get out of here too. 2-to-1 cap for Chaos. What's going on towards the east side? Aspiring Champion Heretics Doom Blasting. A little bit early Doom Blast for my taste, but they suppressed both squads there. Right into a heavy weapon squad though. There's that Bile Spewer for the Plague Champion. Debuffs you, does some good damage as well. Can also just dissolve structures. Has that awesome bilious discharge too. Forced off there. Can the guard sweep through onto the power? Oh, they've got a Chaos Lord to deal with on the eastern flank first. Eternal War CSM, Noise Marines, and Aspiring Champion Heretics. Not to mention this fella, who's not too happy about anything really. Gonna focus down the Heretics now, who are busy capping. Always fight first. Fight first, cap later. They got the cap. Now we're going after the Sentinel. The Sentinel already stomped. This is a really bad place to be. He's going to go down and does go down. Also, the Lord General has no Stormtrooper buddies left. Can reinforce them in the field. There we go. 25 wreck though. Which ain't nothing. These guys have turned. Might need to move up though. A bit. Where's CptWipe stuff? Oh, they're on the west side. Helping out Sylvie. Does have a heavy weapon squad of their own with that heavy bolter to suppress and damage infantry, especially if he gets really close. Does have that limited firing up though, and you need to set up the weapon before you can fire. Noise Marines doing some decent work, trying to back out of the suppression, but they still got suppressed. Some Tzeentchian worship will infiltrate them. Here comes the Plague Champion through the mid, trying to get close for the Bile Spewer. Noise Marines also there, take down the turret in no time. There's another turret up though. Plague Champion just leveled. Sorcerer might go down. Barely gets away, I think. We will check on that though. Did he get away? They did get away. And the Plague Champion did indeed hit level 2. Halfway through it, in fact. Noise Marines get away without a model loss. These guys are going to flank and melee the heavy bolter, heavy weapon squad here. Just got a heal from the Medical Sergeant medical pack. Do they all have the Medical Sergeant? Sylvie does. No, only Sylvie. Sniper rifle queued up for tier 2 for Vergil, and it's on the way now. And the Lord General getting the Commissar retinue member, who is like half decent in combat. I mean, not great. It's still single digit DPS, I believe, but it adds up when you've got the Stormtroopers and the other retinue fellas, and the Lord General himself, of course. But he provides a pretty nice shield. 395 to 401. You'd expect the Lord Commissar to provide like some suppression immunity for the Lord General or something like that. Maybe a burst of discipline, health regen or something, but get that shield up. He can provide suppression immunity and health regen to his allies with war gear upgrades and stuff. Chaos Lord, Armor of the Inferno, and a Blood Maul on the way. Sylvie with a Chimera on the way. Blood Crusher is up for Krokodile. We'll see what kind of work this guy can do. They come out early, they can be a massive menace, even in a 3v3 where they often face huge amounts of AV quite quickly in tier 2. Or just like masses of power melee or something. Not against guardsmen though, you're not going to face any power melee. Well, not masses of it. Got some plasma fellas. Don't have their Commissar yet though. And only one of CptWipe's guardsmen have plasma. Chaos Lord runs. So that big old Blood Maul. Not sure if they got to smack anything with it. Maybe a bit. There's a Chimera of Vergil. Plague Marines are up for hahahuhu hihi though. Got that anti-vehicle snaring missile launcher. Look at the amount of models that Sonic Blaster was affecting there. That was pretty nuts. Lord General had to get into melee to get them to leave. Is that Catachan's coming in? It is. Plague Champion is going to be okay. I think, was he benefiting from the shield there? Does anything in the shield benefit? He seemed to have the effect for it. I did not realise that. Is that Mark of Tzeentch CSM? It is Mark of Tzeentch CSM for bamakolitsa. Blood Crusher flank. Gets on the Chimera. Rear armor hits. This thing has heavy melee damage. So will damage all targets. And there's a nasty noxious cloud from hahahuhu hihi. Need to manually move it around. Maybe could have finished off those guardsmen if they moved it earlier. The Chimera goes down. Well done, Blood Crusher. Already paid for itself. Doom bolts coming in too. That was a nasty fight for the guardsmen. I mean, they reinforce cheaply and quickly, but still got to reinforce. And the Chimera's down. Can't reinforce that. Marco Zinch CSM. Is it? No, these are just Eternal War fellas with the Aspiring Champion. Looks quite cool with that hood. Does that mean the west side is turning red? It is, because Krokodile came over to the mid. Ogren's on the field for CptWipe. We've got some fire from Let the Galaxy Burn. Chaos Lord does get in there with a sweeping doom, but I was going to say he's kind of struggling to get into melee. Maybe he should have just gone Combi Flamer. Good use of the Cacophony. Plague Champion wasn't knocked over because of Armor of Pestilence. And we got a Bilious Discharge in there to slow down the Ogrins. And now some Marco Zinch DPS for those Ogrins. Those guys are super heavy infantry, which those Inferno Bolters from the Marco Zinch are very good against. Soaked up a whole bunch of damage though, as you saw. Plague Champion still in play here. Maybe we'll see the Icon of Nurgle. It does synergize relatively well with the Bile Spear because you have to get close to use it. And if you're close enough to shoot them with the Bile Spear, you're pretty much close enough to affect them with the Icon of Nurgle. There's a Chaos Dreadnought for bamakolitsa. Just got melted by the anti-armor Stormtrooper fellas. Tier 3 for hahahuhu hi, and also Tier 3 for Krokodile. West side, what's going on? Fellas in the garrison. Not sure who exactly. There's a Shrine of Zinch shooting out the Doom Bolts. Heretics are very upset with whoever's in the garrison. And there's nothing really here to... Oh, these guys. I was going to say there's nothing here to combat the Blood Crusher. I guess those Stormtroopers were supposed to. With an anti-armor kit. No idea why they would have got into that garrison, but they did. Well, I suppose the Catechans can get a melter gun as well. Do they have it? The Lord General has melter. The Catechans don't have their Sarge yet. Doom bolts. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Pretty good this, the melter guns. Not only do you get a melter gun, which is pretty damn nice, but you get the Fight Harder AoE buff. Pretty awesome weapon, I think, for the Lord General. 347 to 333 on the VPs. Let the Galaxy Burn. Chaos Lord's gonna die though, just got shot to bits. Also hit by a heavy turret, which is a global of the Lord Generals. This is Vergil's. Got melter guns here too for CptWipe. Vergil's Lord General's down. Gonna get revived, has that sniper rifle as you can see. Don't think it's gonna level up CptWipe though. Sorcerer's here with the Robes of Torment. That'll help control the Ogrins and just control infantry in general. There it is. To shoot the central mass for those chains to disappear. Or you can just retreat out of it. Here come the Ogrins. Might need a Doom Blast, fellas. Nope. Blastmaster Noise Marines too. There's the Doom Blast. And there's Use Your Red. Gives you a couple of bursts of AoE knockback. The first one as soon as you activate it, and the next one a few seconds afterwards. It's a nice counter initiation ability. On demand disruption, that's easy to use, is always great. And always stays useful. Blood Crusher still around, but not for long. Level 3 this guy got. Goes down though. We do have an autocannon on the heavy weapon squad. And these guys do have their swords. That was a good Blastmaster shot though. Some domino knockback as well. What is this? Anti-armor Stormtroopers trying to power bash. They got caught. And what is this? These are Ogrins. CptWipes, fellas. Half a bar of XP. And they've now found that the Plague Marines. Plague Marines explode on death, damaging enemies and healing allies, although they don't heal themselves. Have to run here though. Marco Zinch CSM DPS coming in though. Level 2 these fellas. Blastmaster misses them. Heretics on them. There's that User Red, nicely timed by CptWipe. Doom Blast goes off. Blastmaster gets a good shot too. This one, I think maybe hits a little bit. Now being shot up though by a Lord General, has to run. There we go. West side is uncapped. Sorcerer's here though. These are Plasma Guardsmen with a Sergeant and a Commissar. And that was a tank autocannon. Yeah, they can't do much to a tank, so they're out of here. Improvised explosive there. Boom! Did a good amount of damage to the tank. From the Catachans, that was. Back to the South natural VP for the blue Chaos team. It's still blue, but is under a little bit of pressure, not anymore. The Blood Maul just mauled that Lord General, and I don't think he's going to get revived there very easily. Leman Russ on the field, though, for Vergil. Lord Generals can call in a Leman Russ tier 3, which must be one of the most amazing globals. Just a tank, like the best tank in the game, dropped wherever you like. Yeah, you got to pay for it, but an amazing global. No upgrade for this guy yet. We see the Plague Fist and Pestilence Strike. Can these guys get onto the VP? They're putting a lot of pressure on the mid. I feel like CptWipe should be going west side a little bit more. Help out with the contested VP. Just a little bit more. CSM, I don't think they're behind cover properly here. Yeah, need to run. They're going to see Burnout's a good shot in there with the Blastmaster shot too. That was nasty. You can't control exactly where the 3 Let the Galaxy Burn fireballs go, but you give them a general area, and the Fire of Chaos does the rest, I guess. Warp Fire, whatever it is. Landradar Phobos on the field for hahahuhu hihi, going west side, looks like. Has those big old twin-linked las cannons. They do look quite depleted though, all the Chaos fellas. They've suffered some losses, let's say. And Bamakolitsa just goes tier 3 now. I didn't even see the Chaos Dreadnoughts go down. I guess I wasn't looking over here when it went down. Don't see the remains of it anywhere. But probably the heavy turrets had something to do with it. 2 of them up in the mid now. Well, one of them closer to the east, I guess. Sorcerer level 4. Blastmaster doing some good work, level 3. Needs to reface though if it's going to fire upon the heavy weapon squad here. Misses that shot. Are they going through the mid? A little bit. Kind of. Got some Chaos Terminators for hahahuhu hihi, and they all of a sudden looking a lot healthier in their roster. Let the Galaxy Burn. Looks like they're going to get Leman Russ. Can the Phobos get the last hit? It can. And that was a vanquish Leman Russ too. That was a big threat to the Phobos. Heavy turret is a big threat too. So is the autocannon. Both heavy turrets are on it. It should not be going forward here. There's also an anti-armor kit Stormtrooper squad there, but I don't think they're going to need it. It survived. You know what, fellas? It survived. Ogryn should be on it right now, but now they're getting Blastmastered. How did it survive that? It also got the heavy turret down. Another really good shot on the Ogryns. And down they go. The Ogryns wipe. CptWipe's Ogryns wiped. It seemed to be desperate to get close enough to use the Dirgecaster there, and it almost cost them the Phobos. Chaos Terminators with no war gear. Their Heretics did go down. They've lost CSM along the way as well, I think. Chaos Lord level 5. We've got some Chaos Terminators for Krokodile too, with Lightning Claws. Little bit overkill for some Guardsmen and Catachans on this side, but they'll have a great time slicing them up. Anti-armor Stormtroopers staying on the power. Well played, Vergil. Who are these guys? Oh, these are the 2 Noise Marines. Yeah, you can just shoot through these things, which is a bit weird. If I opened up the world builder again and looked at this map again, I'd put explicit shot blockers on those things, because I don't think they can be destroyed, which is the reason I didn't put them there in the first place, because if they get destroyed and you've still got the invisible shot blocker there, that would be a big problem. I've never seen one of these things break. I don't think it's possible for them to be destroyed. 347 to 156. Maybe Swift, who does a lot of map stuff now, can dive into the world builder and put shot blockers on these things. I think they... It's weird. Obviously they block movement, but you can still shoot through with projectile weapons in a way. You can't shoot through them with small arms and stuff, but plasma cannons and Noise Marines, Blastmaster stuff seems to be able to get through them. I think because Yeah, they're technically like off the ground, like a grenade launcher kind of thing. Just looks weird. Just looks weird. That was a bad nuke. That was bamakolitsa's nuke, I think, and just messed up some allied Chaos Terminators more than anything. Back to the west side, what's going on? It's blue. These Terminators are demoralizing everything with their wanton slaughter. Debuffing, damage resist, and lowering damage every time they get that kill. That's what a red marker is. It stacks up, I think, indefinitely. But obviously has a limited duration, so you can't stack it up too much. And look how quickly they took out that heavy weapon squad. Oh no, sound bug for Krokodile. Don't send in a sound bug replay, you guys. Shall we finish it? I am going to finish the replay, I think. It's a faction war. Get a better PC, says Vergil. I guess we have to attack, says hahahuhu, hi. Do as much damage as you can now, I guess. We'll see how the AI handles Krokodile's army. Assuming they do drop. You can keep playing sometimes up to like 3 minutes after you get a sound bug. Putting a huge amount of pressure on here, the Chaos team. This tank is really far forward though. And the Plague Champion doesn't want to help it out. Down it goes. That was bamakolitsa's tank. Phobos getting up there. Really getting up there, trying to create some space for a cap maybe. Plague Champion's really low though, needs to run I think. Heals himself, but now needs to run. Is that a Lehman Russ being dropped in? It is. There's one here too. Going for Vanquisher. Blastmaster getting big shots on that bunker over there. That's a medical bunker. Which is why all those guys have those green hexagons on them. I think the Phobos is done for. There's a Noxious Cloud. Indeed, down goes the Phobos. Terminator's here with an autocannon. I think it's just a roster bug. Krokodile is like standing around. I don't know if that's something that AI would do. I think they're always moving and doing weird stuff and like decapping. I think that might still be Krokodile over there, although they're not spending their resources. Which is weird. Not sure what's up with that. Not sure how efficient the AI is at spending resources, but they typically don't just stand around like this. Blastmaster with a couple of decent hits there. Heretics apparently want to fight the tank, and this is a bad time to upgrade your Predator. This might be the AI upgrading the Predator right now in the middle of a fight. Dark Flames. I mean, the AI can... Oh, down goes the Lehman Russ. The AI can use globals. And Chaos still have the 2-to-1. Another tank on the way for Krokodile. Lord the General wants to finish off this tank, but gets a las cannon to the face instead. Tank needs to be careful. I mean, it's moving back. No idea. I'm always confused. Is it the AI? Does the AI use reverse functions like that? Or try to keep things in reserve? Oh, reverse, down it goes. Terminator's coming in. They just used that teleport, so they are in trouble, potentially. A lot of plasma. And a tank. Looks like something's on Red Team's natural, though. Yeah, these Terminators are done for. What is this? Oh, it's Terminators of hahahuhu, hi. Could have just shortened the name, but... kind of madman do you say before? Kassakin up for Vergil. Plasma guns. This is again trying to get a mark of Tzeentch right in the field. Didn't even get one shot away that time. We got some grenade launcher heretics. This is definitely the AI being weird and dumb. But blue team have the 2-to-1. It might not matter. It might not matter. We got it, says hahahuhu, hi. We'll see. GG. Yeah, I think they've got it. 2-to-1. Sleazy bastards. Well, they're Chaos. They got it. They won with an AI Chaos Sorcerer. He's just standing there. Just hanging out. Level 6 this fella. Was apparently getting the Sword of Flame for some reason. We have a level 7 Plague Champion. Was very strong through the mid, although they did lose quite a lot of stuff. They just kept on coming. Got a bunch of resources at the end too. Bamakolitsa, level 7 Chaos Lord. Had that big old maul. Sylvie 3k, level 4 Lord the General. Level 6 Lord the General for CptWipe. And Vergil, with level 6. There you have it, guys. Not the highest level faction or whatever, but a fun one. They pretty much all are. Thank these guys for sending it in. I'm not sure if they went about organize it or it just happened. Sometimes you get happy little accidental faction wars. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.